Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today's rundown is going out to Dan Wood, who really enjoyed Johnny Millennium on EP Live yesterday. That was so much fun. Thanks for your support. We got you a rundown. Gamers are finally getting another encounter with one of the most badass shooter franchises around. Devolver Digital and developer Crow Team have announced Serious Sam 4 Planet Badass, an all-new game in the over-the-top shooter series. They haven't given too much away, but have released a brief teaser trailer that shows Sam cruising around on his motorcycle in open countryside, complete with familiar foes like the beheaded kamikaze. The vast open setting in the teaser could imply that the game will have a bigger, more open-world style of gameplay, and the logo features Sam alongside several other figures, so there might be multiple playable characters, but we'll have to wait and see. Serious Sam 4 will get a full unveiling at E3 this June. This will be the first entry in the main Sam series since the third game in 2009, although there have been several spin-offs like last year's VR version.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Another big shooter franchise is jumping on the Battle Royale bandwagon. The next Battlefield game is rumored to be getting a Battle Royale mode inspired by Battlegrounds and Fortnite. VentureBeat reports that EA and developer DICE have begun testing a prototype Battle Royale mode, which will start with 100 players dropped into a large map, who then fight to the permadeath until one is left standing. Sound familiar? Keep in mind that the next Battlefield game hasn't been officially unveiled, so consider all this a rumor until further notice, but it wouldn't be too big a surprise. Pretty much every AAA franchise has been rushing to add a Battle Royale mode following the unprecedented success of Battlegrounds and Fortnite, so adding one to Battlefield seems like a no-brainer. Incidentally, rumors surfaced earlier this week that the next Call of Duty game is getting a Battle Royale mode as well. The new Battlefield, whatever it ends up being, is expected to deploy this holiday season. And the game that put the Battle Royale genre on the map is exploring new territory with its latest map. Battlegrounds developer Bluehole has gone deeper into their plans for the game's upcoming map, codenamed Savage, and it sounds like players will be going deeper as well. The map is getting an underground series of caverns, which will be interconnected below the surface, complete with a massive entrance hole that players can parachute into at the start. The caverns are inspired by the real-life Praia Nakhon cave in Thailand, and the developers hope this will make the new map feel distinct and create more up-close and personal confrontations. The entire map is designed with faster, more intense matches in mind, with the developers making it half the size of the existing maps. The new version of Savage with the underground caverns will be playable on the game's test server soon. Bluehole plans to make more changes and updates to the map, and they hope to give it a full rollout in the next few months. That's not the only big change coming to the maps in Battlegrounds. Bluehole has also announced that they're finally bringing map selection to the game, which means players will be able to pick which map they play for the first time. Until now, map selection was random, which meant players who don't like a particular map might be forced to play it, so being able to select which map you want ahead of time has been one of the game's most requested features. It will roll out on the test server soon, with a full release after that. Disney isn't letting one of their biggest franchises go down without a fight in one of the world's biggest movie markets. The new Star Wars spin-off movie Solo is slated to launch in China on May 25th, the same day it hits North America and the rest of the world. This makes it the first Star Wars film to get a day and date release in China, and Disney is pulling out all the stops by giving the film a huge marketing push in the country. They're doing this because they want to force the Star Wars franchise to catch on with Chinese audiences. The previous movies, in particular The Last Jedi, have done terribly in the country, with Chinese audiences just not interested in the galaxy far, far away. This is a huge cause for concern for Disney, given that China will soon become the world's biggest film market, so Disney is hoping to turn things around, starting with Solo. Hopefully Chinese audiences don't have a bad feeling about it.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Deadpool 2 badass Cable isn't letting an impending acquisition by Disney slow him down. Speaking with Empire, Brolin revealed that he and the producers of Deadpool 2 have envisioned a long-term arc for the character, which will see him evolve and change over the course of not just Deadpool 2, but 3 or 4 other movies as well.
Watch out for Cable!
This means we'll be seeing a lot more of Brolin as Cable, with Fox thinking ahead to future films. Fox has also hinted at long-term plans for other X-Men characters, which we have to point out comes as the studio is in the process of being acquired by Disney.
You all know the drill!
Disney has said that they plan to bring Fox's X-Men characters into the shared Marvel Cinematic Universe once the acquisition is complete, which could put Fox's plans for future Cable movies and other X films in jeopardy. As we've speculated before, Fox and the X-Men producers could be getting the ball rolling on future films now so that it's harder for Disney to pull the plug once they take over, so we'll have to wait and see.
So dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe?
The latest trailer for Deadpool 2 even features a few jabs at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, particularly the villain Thanos, who's played by Josh Brolin.
Pump the hate brakes, Thanos.
Deadpool 2 arrives next month.
Yeah, your bullets. They're really fast.
A big VR game is coming to the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, without VR, of course. Game maker Rebellion has announced that their VR tank game Battlezone, which was released in 2016 on the PlayStation VR and last year on the Rift and Vive, is getting a VR-less version called Battlezone Gold Edition. It will be available on the Switch and Xbox One, as well as the PC and PS4 for owners of those platforms who don't have a VR headset. It includes the same basic game as well as all of its post-launch content, and the best part is that if you eventually get a VR headset, you'll be able to upgrade to the VR version of the game for free. Battlezone is based on the 1980 arcade game of the same name and is a very cool experience, so it's nice that non-VR gamers will finally get a chance to play it. The new Gold Edition launches May 1st. The 80s franchise Mask is racing back into our lives. No, not the 1985 movie with Eric Stoltz and Cher.
I suggest you just hurry this along.
The Kenner toy franchise Mask, which served as the basis for a cartoon show, comic series, and several video games, is getting a new big screen movie. Deadline reports that Paramount Pictures and Kenner's parent company Hasbro have inked a deal to create a live-action movie based on the toys, with Fate of the Furious and Straight Outta Compton director F. Gary Gray on board as producer. The title Mask is an acronym for Mobile Armored Strike Command, and the franchise focuses on a team of heroes who, armed with shape-shifting vehicles, take on bad guys. Paramount and Hasbro have already seen great financial success with the big screen adaptations of another shape-shifting 80s toy franchise, Transformers, so they're hoping for the same success with Mask. The franchise is definitely not as well known as Transformers though, so it remains to be seen if modern audiences will race to see it. That wraps up the rundown for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode, but in the meantime, we've got lots of other content for you to explore, so click around, and if you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, then if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.